EvoSports coming at you from Everett, Washington, out of the Golden Fleece. They have a Sunday tournament, 7 o'clock, 10 ball. Race varies upon attendance. I believe it's $15 entry. We've got DUNN and ANGELO. ELIGINO. Off to the lag. Looks like Doug gets it. Your own alternate break. Template rack. Probably 3-foul rule. I don't believe 10 on the break is a win. Probably spots up. And I don't believe there's any rules about where to put the 2 and 3, obviously, looking at how Doug is racking. Looks like they're going to 5 tonight. That would lead me to believe that attendance may be a little short. There are some APA players out of town, which usually contributes to the tournament. Good luck, everybody in Vegas. All right, we're going to get underway here. Thank everybody for joining us. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. EvoSports doing big things in the pool community for and from and by pool players. All right, Doug's break. Got a ball down. Maybe the 9 will help. And 9 does not help. We'll see. He may opt to kick to a safety kind of position. It's not really any good place. Maybe leave the cue ball here, but that leaves ANGELO an opportunity to play it safe. So we'll see what Doug opts for. Kind of like this play. And it looks like he hit it good, but he did not get a rail. I don't think ANGELO can play the 110. May go for another safety kind of position here. It's a little bit of a tough shot here to pop the wall. Oh no, he's just putting a little distance. Forcing Doug to play a kick shot. Kind of tough to put a little spin off the rail this way. I don't like either position. ANGELO has him in a kind of a tough spot here. You know, if you try to go this way, it's also kind of tough to get the hit. As you can tell, it's really difficult to judge those short rail kicks. But Doug gives it a swing and gives up ball in hand. ANGELO has him on 2 fouls. I don't know if he's just going to try to play the 10 and duck again. Looks like it. And gets good coverage behind the 4. Doug looking at his line. Looks like this. Maybe you want to kick behind it. That'd be ideal. Kick and stick. I assume ANGELO has told Doug that he's on 2. Does go the 3 rails, does not get a hit, and loses the first rack. ANGELO successfully 3 fouls Doug. Happens to everybody. It can be frustrating in the moment, but it's definitely a part of the game that you should learn and respect. Alright, ANGELO's break, he's up 1-0. Going would look like center and center. Probably draw the ball straight back. He does. Gets a few kicks in between. Makes a ball on the break and has a shot on the 1. He may be elevated here and it'd be difficult to keep shape on the 2. Could possibly run forward, go into it, or sneak behind it from that angle. Yeah, that's what he opts for. Gets a little bit of an angle, but should be okay if he takes his time. Do the routine, pick a spot. You get anywhere on the bottom side of that 3, and if you can't make it, you can at least play a safety. Or maybe get some sort of combo going with the 9. Looks like he's opting for a safety play. And maybe he's trying to make that. Did not leave really much of a window. Don't think Doug can get this rail first. It's really close. He may have to mess A. Let's see if he can get it. Oh, he dug deep. And has a little reward here. It looks like he has the good side of the 3 to be able to pocket it. If it's a little steep, he can opt for a safety, but I think he's going to go for it. And it was a little steep. Left it kind of weird. I imagine Angelo's trying some sort of safety play here. He's going to try to sneak him behind the 6. Gets coverage. But I'm pretty sure Doug can play it this way. If not, he can come this way. Because I like the kick and stick, personally. But difficult to judge those thin kicks off the rail. So it comes down to player preference. Yeah, he's going the thin one rail kick. And it's called pocket, so gets good contact. And Angelo will have a shot on the side. He has to avoid the scratch in the corner. A little bit of it's touchy for sure, as most people know. Kind of a flat draw shot. You really don't want to do much. And did not put any draw. Has scratched. Giving Doug ball in hand. Looks like every ball has a pocket. It's just a matter of navigating. These 7-foot tables can be your best friend. And he misses the ball in hand shot. It's not okay, Doug. We're gonna have to have a talk next time. Angelo tries to thin it. Does get a little bit of shape on it. Leaves it a little steep on the 5. I think if you could just bump the 10, keep your shape on the 6, but he may have to do a little more work than he wanted to. Yeah, he's putting a stroke on it. That's a good shot. Angelo's been putting a lot of work in. Let's see if he can keep this rhythm going. He's coming out for the side pocket. I'm not sure about that. I believe he's called the 9 ball. If he's going to play he was going to play the 9-8, 8-9, excuse me. That leaves Doug a pretty good opportunity to tie it up on Angelo's break. That is the ideal situation. Alright, looks like Doug's got to get off of whatever that is. Shake that shit off. Pardon my language. Nine's not in an easy spot. It's going to take a pretty sweet stroke to get it either above it or below it, really, from here, without having a dramatic angle. Angelo's opted for the draw stroke. Left it kind of tough for Doug. You thin this ball and maybe bring it on this side. It's really difficult to hold it over here. Let's see what Doug chooses. Oh, he's going inside. And I don't think that goes in the side. That is... You could opt for the bank. Yeah, it didn't look like it went from there. And Angelo is up and at the table. Probably didn't expect to get another chance in this rack, but here we are. I like going just back and forth here. Don't try to do anything crazy. You could just hold it one rail. Yeah, that's what he opted for. That's probably the safer shot. Takes those scratches out of this situation. And Angelo goes up 2-0. It's time for Doug to kind of gather himself and put a good rack together. Let's get on the board. Alright, rack number 3. Mr. Doug Dunn. The side spot. Good separation. He's made a ball. And does not have a shot on the 1. Kind of tough to get back on the 2. I like a little push out over here. He's going to give him that angle. It's a lot more than I would. You want to put somebody on the rail, make it tough to play safe again. This gives your opponent a lot more control. Personally, I like to move that template rack as soon as I can, but, you know, each player's preference. He may be trying to pocket this ball. And looks like he left an angle for Doug. He might be able to sneak by and make that, but it's a little tough to come this way to get back on the 2. Let's see what Doug chooses. Oh, the inside. I like that shot. He came up a little short. And he's elevating for some sort of kick shot. Oh, he went with Masse and pulled it off. Nice shot, Doug. Let's see him catch a gear here. Time to get on the board. No, not yet. Angelo's kicking behind it. Nice little bump and rail. Make sure you get a legal hit. Gotta be careful here. It's easy to overdo it. Oh, He's going to... Oh, he kicks it in. I like that. Feeling aggressive tonight. And Angelo will have a shot at the 4. A little touchy to keep the shape for the 5, but we'll see what happens. Oh, the slow roll play was good. Leaves Doug tough. Jump cues are allowed in this tournament. It's not really a good Massey spot there. You know, Doug is kind of old school. I'm betting he's just going to kick at this. Call the 4 in the pocket. You know, it's 10 ball. If you're going to kick, call something. Oh, that's a good shot. Gets reported. It's kind of a good angle to come down table with the 5. I like to see him take his time on these. Really commit. Came up short on the shape and missed the ball. This is obviously not what we like to see, but part of the game. Angelo is seeing this as a gift. Should be able to get, you know, a 5 ball out, but stranger things have happened. And left it pretty steep on the 7. I wouldn't trust that kind of speed on these tables, personally. I like to push it up onto the rail this way. Really stroke through. Letting that ball drift can get you in big trouble. And Angelo gets coverage on the 7. I see Doug kicking this way. Call this pocket. That's really the only shot that's viable. Yeah, he's looking at that angle. I like to hit it with a little bit of draw. Keep it from getting long on me. He does not get the reward. And it's going to leave it kind of easy for Angelo. After a couple nice kicks. Kind of runs out of the rewards. See if Angelo can get this 3 ball out. And leaves it weird on the 8. We got ourselves a match, boys. Or ladies and gentlemen, I should say. And tries to stick him on the 10 and comes up a little bit short. Or I should say kicks the 8 long. I'd like to see Doug get on the board here. After probably being sure he wasn't getting back to the table. And this is a good opportunity. He's going to be hating that. Alright. Angelo go up 3-0 and race to 5. You know, Doug's grumbling over there because you really got to take those advantages when you can. You know, sometimes you make a mistake and you're sure that you're not getting back to the table, and you kind of get in your own head about it, and then all of a sudden your opponent does the same thing, and you're back. So you really have to compartmentalize, or you know, be ready to kind of just take a deep breath and move on, because you really don't know what's going to happen until the balls stop rolling. I'm sure Angelo didn't think he was going to give Doug that many chances, but still came out on top. Rack 4, Angelo's breaking again. And scratches on the break. Makes a ball. And the 2-ball is kind of tied up. Got a little work to do if he wants to kind of break this rack up using the 1. I'm not a big fan of trying to just shoot the 1 and play safe. I like to get in there and get things moving. If more than 1 ball is tied up, I probably would play some sort of safety after the 1, knowing that I'm going to have more innings back at the table. This is interesting. Doug kind of putting 1 over under there. I don't believe he left him a full ball, but Angelo could probably kick 1 rail. He's looking at the 2. You gotta call something here. Oh. Kicks and comes up a little bit short. Doug really didn't improve where the 1 ball is compared to the 2. So ball in hand again. He might be thinking 3 fouls. He's on 2, so do you make the 1 and then play safe on the 2, or do you use the 1 to play safe again? Doug's got a plan here. You gotta make sure you clear the 1. And that might work out. I'm hoping he told him that he's on 2, because that is the rules, but weird things could happen here. Angelo gets a good kick, gets a rail, and resets. And Doug has an opportunity here to run some balls and get on the board. This will be a good confidence builder. Gets a little steep on the 2, but he should be okay to just roll forward for the 4. And did okay. A little bit of a draw, and you just kind of bump the 7 and hold it right there for the 5. You might be going forward, you gotta be careful. Yep, that was a good little shot. He might just roll forward for the 6 on the opposite side. I kind of like that more than trying to move the ball too much. If the angle is natural, and he's going to move the ball a little bit. And the angle kind of got steep, so he's got to be careful to get back on the 7 here. You know, I play it up in the corner this way, but I'm a little bit more fancy, I suppose. Doug says, I'm just going to take my medicine, roll that 6 in, take a harder cut on the 7. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, he's got the easy 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 rail shape here on the 8. Don't want to do anything weird and put inside English on this. But he's also, in the middle of a run out, so having to wait for another table is not weird in these smaller tournaments. I hope he just bears down on this shot. Yeah, go ahead and look at it. Choose your path. I hope he's not queuing inside, but it kind of looks like he is. And he did, and it cost him that. Angelo's gonna have to put a little bit of a move on the 7 to get back on the 8. And Doug is gonna be not really loving that. That's a pretty good shot, but the 9 ball punished him. And he will not have an open shot at the 8. He's calling it in the corner. Looks like he may be able to go rail first. It looks like he's shooting or like in here, so we'll see. Well, he got more of it than I expected. And gets punished anyways. I'd say, you know, that is the game and the roles that people talk about. You know, I don't like where that 10 is, so I'm going to play the cue ball right where he is. Try to run it up this way. You know, obviously off this rail. You don't have to hit it hard, you just kind of give it a little speed and let the spin twist it out there. And that's what he's elected to do. And you pretty much just have to make the 9 and you're ready anywhere on the 10 unless you're frozen to it or underneath it. Oh, Doug, come on. We usually see a little bit more prowess out of Doug. Yeah, everybody has their days. Angelo misses his opportunity. Let's really bear down here, Mr. Dunn, and get this rack done and get on the board. He smoothed it in. You notice the other times it wasn't as smooth, and looks like he's getting on the board here. Alright. See, you never know with this thing. Alright. Doug's on the board. It's actually 3-1, rack number 5. Doesn't hit it that hard. Gets okay separation. Didn't make a ball. Really tough to kind of get on the 2 here. I feel like Angelo was playing somewhat of a safety shot. I don't know that Doug can create this angle to call the 10, but we'll see what happens. It's like he played the safety. I like that play. Force Angelo to kind of kick this way and spin it into this rail. Fortunately for him, the one is not frozen. Oh, he's gonna jump shot. Oh, he got a little masse and he got the rail. I like playing off the one this way and putting the ball behind the stack here, and don't really care what happens to the 1. We'll see what happens. It's touchy. And he goes that direction, which is good enough. Forcing Angelo to kick again. He's opting for the 2. He's going to come up. Yeah, I could tell by the angle he wasn't going to get the contact. And the 2 is still kind of buried. You know, it's God, there's just no easy way really. You know, if you play the 1 this way, can you run the cue ball off the rail and get behind it over here? That's kind of a tough shot. I think he's just going to play safe again. And the safety got away from him, unfortunately. Angelo will likely be playing the 1-3 with the billiard. Oh, looking at the combo. See, that just sends the 1 ball flying. I'm not a big fan of that. And he may have been playing a safe. I felt like he was trying to make that ball. I'll have to ask him next time I see him. Leaving Doug kind of a tough kick here. You know, even rolling pocket speed towards that ball, it's really risky to scratch. And that would put you on 2. You know, you don't want to get 3 fouled multiple times in one short race, but stranger things have happened. He's calling it cross corner, pardon me. Gets a good kick out of there. 1 does leak out and shoots the 2 out. Still no good path to get there. Angelo quick to respond. Pockets the 1, has a shot on the 2. It looks like the 2 clears the 9. Kind of float down for the 3, and he undercuts it. I think he's playing mostly cue ball there because he's going to get a safe out of that. And Doug's probably going to shake his head, you know, because, pardon my lines, but 2 rails that way. Looks like the shot. Oh, he elevated. He could see it. My mistake. And left it pretty safe. You're going to have to duck again. Angelo sending the cue ball around and leaves Doug the cut angle. It's a little bit of inside or outside. You kind of got to miss this 3 ball. You got to make that ball, my friend. Angelo checking out the angle. You really just got to roll this in. A little bit of left. That's a good speed. He kept an angle on the 3 to kind of get back up maybe under the 5 to shoot the 4 ball this way. He's putting, look like a spin shot on that. I don't like trying to dig under the 9. Let's see where he opts for. Oh, he tried to draw it back, which is a lot more difficult, but as you can see, the result would have been nice. Doug is probably getting tired of kicking, but here we are. Doesn't look like he has a straight shot. He's gonna put a little spin maybe. Oh, he's gonna go 1 rail. That's gonna put him in trouble. I like to play the 3 over here with the cue ball like that and kind of roll the cue ball this direction off the 3. You know, you get past the 5 here, you're in the Goldilocks. You know, you can choose if you want to try to shoot it or play safe kind of mode. Let's see what Angelo goes for. Looks like he's going to try some sort of stun. He does, and gets past the 5. Not that great on the 4. I'm kind of playing safe here, but he did not. kind of moved the 10, but he may have moved it with his cue stick and not a foul. The good part about not being there or being in the match is it doesn't matter what I saw. Players are responsible for calling their own fouls. Oh, Doug. Opportunity there and kind of gave it back to Angelo. Being down 3-1 in a short race, you know, these are very important to capitalize on. Angelo stretching over, gets a pretty good reaction out of the cue ball and is on the 5. You know, you kind of just bring it back to where it is now for the 6. You know, you could play the 7 the side. You got a lot of options here if you get a good angle. You know, anywhere but hooked. You know, on this side of the table, you're pretty much, you know, stay away from that. Stay away from that. This is your Goldilocks zone. He's going to pull it past the 10. That's a good shot. You know, I like to go one rail and straight up. Cue ball here. And that's what he tried to do also and put a little bit on it. And I hope Doug gets this opportunity and really does capitalize on this. As much as I like to see, you know, players in their groove. Looks like players taking a moment. I'm not sure what's going on. Good angle on the 7, but did not make the object ball. You know the rules. Angelo rolling in for the shape. You could either play it in the side or in the corner. Personally, I like the side. Push the cue ball up this way. It's kind of a natural angle to do that. Careful with the scratch. Don't want to put a lot of draw on this. And yeah, good cue ball, but again, did not make the object ball as intended. And Doug back at the table. Looks like he's calling the cut. And we're running into the 10, so we'll see if he can get back on the 8. That's going to be kind of challenging. Avoids the 10. Avoids the scratch and has some work to do. He's eyeballing the cut all the way up in the corner. You know, that is gutsy, to say the least. And hits the point, or the horn, or, you know, what do you guys call it where you're from? You know, remember this is PG-13 stream, so. Angelo back at the table. May take us up 4-1. Doug had opportunities. Angelo back at the table. And Yep, Doug has conceded. Oh no, Angelo missed. We got ourselves a game. Hope everybody's having a good time, enjoying the broadcast. If you know, you know about the Golden Fleece in Everett, Washington. This is a difficult tournament. Attracts a lot of tough players in the area. We do like playing on 7-foot diamonds. And yeah. Rack number 6. You know, I thought Doug won the lag, so technically I think this would be Angelo's break, but again, I'm not there. Doug makes a ball, has a thin shot on the 1, and kind of a tricky shot to get back on the 2, but if he does, yeah, he's gonna earn this out. Had a feeling he's gonna run into some traffic there. It's kind of inevitable. He's calling something. And yeah. Looks like Angelo's gonna play it in the side, or he may be going for a stop shot safe. And he does. He rolls it up on the 4 ball, and it looks like it even sat on the spot, which is not good for Doug. It's tough to shoot off the spot, let alone being frozen to a ball on that side of it. You know, if you try to put a bridge right here and shoot at one rail this way, you know, that is a tough shot. You're liable to miscue shooting over a ball with a bridge. Yeah, he left him tough. He's looking to the 2, maybe 3 rail kick. 1, 2, and gets into traffic, unfortunately. Angelo. Some balls look easier than others. Looks like he's going to play a little bit conservative. He may opt to shoot a few balls and then play safe, but you kind of run out of things to hide behind if you're choosing one or the other. Choose safety, exactly. You know, and roll the cue ball up this way behind the stack. Oh, he's pushing those 2 ball that way instead. I'm not sure what his plan is. That is such a touchy shot, and he gets away with it. You know, he's not frozen, so Doug has a chance to kick the 2 in. He's calling the side pocket. But, you know, these kick shots are tremendously challenging. Good speed, but doesn't get the angle. And another 3 foul from Angelo. That's 2 in 1 set. I know what that feels like. It's, it can hurt, you know. Especially having opportunities previously to kind of do things, and then you fall into a trap. Those kind of things can really, they can rattle a player for sure. Angelo on the hill, the short race. As you know, you cannot win or lose on the break. If the 10 goes, it spots up and the player keeps shooting. He's made 2 balls on the break. Has a shot on the 1. All balls are open. Does not look like a rack to place safe on. But stranger things have happened. That's kind of a tough angle to get back on the 3 from there. He's going to try to draw out of it. Oh, he does. Gets a good stun draw. Takes his medicine a little bit. Flirted with the scratch and gets away with it. Yeah, put a little bit of that same stroke. Bring it back onto this rail. You know, don't try to get sneaky and come straight up this way. You know, even if that lends to a better shape on the 5. Let's see what he chooses. Yeah, he tries to go all the way back, and there is no man's land shape on the 5. He's looking at it like maybe he could have made it from there, but it doesn't look like it. And this could be a good chance for Doug to play kind of a safety back at Angelo. If there's any time to do it, now is being down 4-2 in a short race. And he kicks at it. I don't believe he called anything. And he did not. It's the player's option, so if he had made that and wasn't on the 5, Angelo could get the ball back to him. Most of you know what option means, so... He's got to put a little work in to get back on the 6. It's kind of a force follow shot with a little bit of inside. And he comes the other direction, and we'll have an angle. You kind of just roll this in and just kind of bump the 8. And if you don't bump it too hard, it stays out on the table enough to make it in the side. You don't want to hit the top of it. You kind of want to hit the underside of this. And he does. That's a good shot. You know, and 1, 2, 3. And back out here. That's a pretty standard shot. And yep, you did your job. A little stun off the rail, and Doug will probably concede this rack. I make him shoot these all day long. And good set. Doug, let's get better next time.